Happy something, alright. Today is the finale of The Hat Thief. I was hoping for a second season, but apparently the boss man has priorities. But at least I'm going out with a blast because I'm taking a look at a few different indie games, and the boss man can't stop me because I'm already fired. Okay, so let's get this right off the bat. I love indie games. Heck, I make indie games. This genre is where you can find some of the most interesting and bizarre stuff that big companies would probably never make. And that's because these are made by as little as one person, so no one can tell them no. They can be simple, bare bones, or have sprawling open worlds like Hylix 2. But in this video, I'll be taking a look at 4 different indie games which are more obscure than obscure and have really sparked my interest. I really want people to see these and play these, and maybe even pay the creators, which would help them a lot. First, we have the first amazing indie game that I found all by myself, Slayers for Hire. This game isn't really out yet, but it is in its early access phase. Slayers for Hire is a platform fighter akin to Super Smash Bros. And Rivals of Aether. But unlike those two, this is based on speed. Pretty much every move can be combined into a way that's almost paralyzing. I played against one of the devs and they kicked my butt. They got in hundreds of moves and I got like 3. Currently, there aren't any NPCs and only 3 characters and stages, but the potential here is amazing. First, you have the Slugger. His whole thing is using his bat in various ways, flinging off of it, hitting an energy ball, and even curling up and using it for his recovery. He's by far my favorite. And then you have the Artist, who I would compare to Pac-Man. She has 2 recoveries, but one is unconventional. While her up special is placing down a cloud, her side special basically allows her to rewind through her paint trail. And then there's the Shark. Amazing. And then, finally, you have the Spy. Not my strong suit. She uses all sorts of stuff, and I'm not really good at them. They have a teleport move, which is the closest I could find to a gimmick. There are 3 more characters planned, but at the time of writing this, they are not out yet. And an update just came out adding a few more stages and some improvements. Now a game called Memorial Pillage. This is basically a love letter to Tomb Raider, which is honestly really cool. While I haven't played the series, I do really want to. And this is the first Name Your Price game that I actually paid for. I actually paid for all of these, or all that I could. It all starts when you, and maybe your sister, your friends, arrive at the memorial of your brother, your friends, and there seems to be a threat of it being demolished. So you head in, and man, this game looks good. The graphics are simplistic, but beautiful. I think it looks a bit like Cave Story, which is honestly really cool. But anyway, your objective is to find these mementos of your lost friend, and to do so, you have to solve puzzles and do some super difficult platforming. You have to use a certain item at save points to save, and they're pretty sparse, so expect to redo parts of levels, sometimes quite a lot. But oh my gosh! Even if the levels are difficult, infuriating at times even, this game just gets you to keep going forward. And it doesn't really have any music, which is usually what drives me forward in most games. I don't know, maybe it's the great controls or how pretty it looks, but either way, it's amazing. The first memento is a goblet, the next is a CD, and the final one is a picture. Sparing you some spoilers, you head out and go into a new memorial. This one has a different color scheme and is a lot less dark. Then there's these beholder-looking things which freeze you into stone if they see you. This part is full of these, and puzzles that involve them, which are actually really cool. But wow, this is good! I would seriously suggest paying like $5 for it. It's really worth it. But since I didn't have too much to say about it, it's already time to go to the next game. Recently I applied for a job, and now I can say that I am an intergalactic interpreter. And that's the name of our next game. Your job is to go undercover and make peace between the Earth and the aliens without causing war. To do so, you'll have to settle arguments, and your answers have to make everyone happy. Unless it's the one where you roll the dice. That's pretty much just up to chance. And then there's that time where the aliens ask what happened at the end of Lost or whatever they called it. From what I've heard on TV, it's confusing. What do you mean the Bermuda Triangle is just an alien crash site? You mean my brother might not actually be dead, but might be on an alien spaceship? Jealous? Have you ever wanted to be a frog? If so, the next game is for you. Probit is an arcade-style game where you play as a frog and do some stuff. You defend yourself here, some weird structure in the middle of a swamp, with a sword and a campfire. And then there's just swarms of enemies. First, there's the fire frog. Not much to say about these guys, they pretty much just walk into you and hurt you, like a Goomba. While not enemies, they appear like them, and if you jump into them, then you get a heart. So beetles can't be taken out with a standard tongue, but you gotta ground pound, and then use your tongue and take them out that way. Oh no, the trees. They're alive! It's just like that movie I saw from the 50s. Larry Finkelmeyer III Esquire. And then you have Victory Bell, spilling poison on the floor. Doesn't he know that pollution harms plants? Like himself? Pick up your trash. You know what? I think that's a pretty good message. It's only fitting that we end on the last episode with a moral. If G.I. Joe has taught me anything, is that you gotta have a moral at the end of an episode. I don't think I watched any of the original PSAs. All in all, it's been fun making stuff for TV, but Small Light Productions Incorporated prefers Disney-esque shows and, for some reason, soap operas, so I guess this is goodbye. I'll catch you on the flip side. Hey, I heard about them canceling your show. Don't worry about it. I'll be back.